right. It's just wrapped up. UFC 316 in the books. Good night fights. Marab getting a finish over Sean O'Malley in their rematch. Kayla Harrison finishing Juliana Pena. Lots of good submissions tonight. Marab getting a submission. When is the last time Marab actually got a finish? Would it have to be when he knocked Marlon Moraes out? I mean, man, that would be some shit. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up. Obviously, this is going to be a little different because I don't have my laptop with me. So usually we'd go through all the fights on the screen and we'd react to Dana White's comments on the screen as well. But I'll be playing it off my phone. Hope you guys can hear it. Just first things first. Yes. So let's see. It was Marlon Moraes. Wow, 2021. So this is the first time in 4 years that Marab has actually gotten a finish. And he submits Sean O'Malley with a north-south choke. Was at 4:42 in the third round. Now the real question is did Marab make improvements or did Sean just kind of shit the bed tonight? Both things can be true at the same time. I think that I was impressed. I mean, didn't this just kind of seem like the sixth round of their first fight? It took Marab a little bit of time to actually get O'Malley down. Anyway, I'm not sure how much of that you guys even caught. But anyway, the question is did Marab improve that much, or did O'Malley just kind of shit the bed tonight? Marab getting his first finish in 4 years since he TKO'd Marlon Moraes. I think, like I said, both things can be true at the same time. I thought Marab, it took him a little bit of time to actually get O'Malley cornered and take him down in that first round. But once he did, you kind of just, I mean, I don't know how you guys felt, but I was just kind of like, nothing really to see here, right? Like, Marab's going to do Marab things. But it did surprise me he was able to submit Sean. All of the stuff leading up to this fight, it seemed like Sean and Marab said he was going to humble him. The more he talks, the more he's going to be humbled, right? But I don't know, man. It did seem as though Marab came in with a little more gusto than the last fight, right? What's up, Captain Rafugo? Good to see you. What's up, fellas? Is an example. Third round was penetration and ejaculation. What's up, Denal? Good to see you, man. Yeah, dude. Super happy for Marab because he really needed a finish. He was going on a bit of a decision streak the last couple of years. Also, we're just waiting for Dana White to hopefully speak for the first time in a long time. It feels like it's been a while since we've gotten Dana White's comments. Yeah, let me go to Fight Center. Like I said, I don't have my laptop, so. Hey, what's up, Alina? Good to see you. Like the beard. Yeah, this thing gets scruffy as hell. I had a beard. I've had a beard. When I was 14, I grew a full beard. So, all right. We're on Fight Center now. All right, so officially, 141 strikes for 141 total strikes landed from Marab. 38 for Sean O'Malley. 6.5 minutes of control time, 5 takedowns successful out of 12 attempts, and only one submission. It's been a while since Dana went to the presser. Yeah. Um, but O'Malley quit. I guess it didn't help him. You know what? I mean, honestly, like I likened it to remember when Connor got knocked out by Dustin, then he came back and he was acting all like, remember Pink Connor? No, again, it's not the one-to-one comparison, and I personally hate when people compare everything to freaking Connor. But yeah, I think it's just more like, all right, like let's just try something new. Let's try to do this. Maybe we'll get a different result. And you did. You actually got Rob getting a finish. Um, and again, the real question is did Marab improve? Is this prime Marab, or is this like Sean O'Malley shitting the bed? This is why this matchup was so terrible, right? Because in that, like, well, I guess in one case, Sean O'Malley gets a big knockout, right? And we're going, oh shit, Sean's back. But in this case, it's like we didn't really learn anything from this fight. And that's why I hate immediate rematches. I hate guys getting title fights off of losses. Um, so I don't know. I've never really been too sold on O'Malley as champion. Obviously, what he did to Aljamain was very impressive, and then subsequently, getting the rematch win against Marlon. But I really just think, I mean, imagine if you're Sean O'Malley and you got to fight Marab twice in a row. First time he absolutely washes you, you don't get anything off, and then the second time he literally does the same exact thing, but instead chokes you out. Um, Dude, Sean O'Malley is living in a nightmare right now. And I saw people, I mean, seriously, if we go to the post fight press conference comments, I mean, people are just talking mad shit on Sean O'Malley. And they're also saying to strip John Jones, which I agree with. But yeah, what a nightmare scenario for Sean O'Malley, man. This fucking guy's not going to be able to catch a break with the fans. Again, I've never really been super sold on Mr. Sugar on the Sugar Show. Um, but yeah, the whole, if it's going to be interesting to see how Sean. Oh, by the way, what's up, Tress? Good to see you, man. It's going to be interesting to see how Sean bounces back from this. And for Marab, I mean, he definitely got a big rub tonight as far as star power is concerned. Getting his first finish in 4 years is very impressive. In the co-main event, you obviously had Kayla Harrison winning the bantamweight title in dominant fashion. Uh, Juliana Pena throws an illegal up kick, which was I'm all for the shenanigans in combat sports. She gets a point taken immediately, and not soon after that, Kayla Harrison is able to submit her. Very impressive. I'm very happy for Kayla Harrison. I've wanted to see her in this spot as the UFC bantamweight champion for a long time. Um, and even when I think Kayla was at her lowest point with the fans is when she was in PFL just talking shit. Like she was that girl, and it's like, yeah, like I think we all kind of suspected that she was potentially the best women's fighter in the game, but she never had a chance to prove it. And then obviously, getting on the mic and still talking like, you're the big dog in the game. Um, and then losing to Larissa Pacheco. I mean, how awesome is it to see Kayla go from fighting in the PFL, putting in the work, paying her dues as far as her contract was concerned with the PFL, riding it out. Okay, she took a loss to Larissa Pacheco, but she had to fight her what 3 or 4 times. You give somebody enough cracks at beating you in a fight, and we saw it happen with Amanda Nunes and Juliana Pena. But yes, she has her moment. She gets the dub. She has, she's in the cage with Joe Rogan, and she calls out Amanda. Amanda's in the crowd, and I was so jazzed. I was like, oh shit, there's Amanda. And Amanda, it seemed like she didn't really want to go in the cage at first, but she goes in there, and Kayla and Amanda face off, and it's just all respect. It's all love. Amanda's like, "Hey, I already knew this was gonna happen someday when I trained with you at ATT." And it was dressed like Michael Jackson. Bro, she had that freaking like she had that prime 80s Mike look, didn't she? That's freaking funny. Dude, that's straight dude, comment of the day. This is comment of the day right here. Straight up. Amanda was dressed like Michael Jackson. Oh my god. Dum-dum-dee-dum-dum. Dude, that's great. 9 a.m., bro. I haven't been sure about you for a long time, but you've been stirring up the pot in here. I mean, let's be honest. Uh, but that is a legendary comment. But yeah, you get the moment with Amanda and Kayla in the cage, and yeah, it's all love. They're gonna run it, and Joe Rogan's like, "Oh, you're gonna come back to fight?" She's like, "Duh." So yeah, now they're saying this will be the biggest women's combat sports fight in history. It's like, bro, it's not. To me, it's not bigger than Ronda versus Misha Tate, or what a Chris Cyborg versus Ronda Rousey fight could have been at its peak. But it is certainly a significant bout, one that's been really in the making for a long time, and a bout that I'm really looking forward to seeing. Even though, I mean, obviously, there's going to be some implications. I mean, listen, Kayla Harrison obviously had a hard time making weight. She's depleted, even though she had a very good performance. There's no doubt she's depleted. She's killing herself to make 135. A woman who competed at 170 pounds in judo, you know, I had complaints about making 145 in the time frame that they wanted her for those PFL tournaments, right? And then you have Kayla Harris, or sorry, Amanda Nunes, time off, seemingly retired for a while. Um, makes for interesting backstory, doesn't it? Um, I'm super pumped for that fight. I don't know how you guys are feeling about Amanda Nunes versus Kayla. Maybe you think Amanda just smashes her. Maybe you don't. But yeah, let's check it out. So the fight was officially stopped in 4:55 of the second round. Um, Juliana Pena only landing 15 strikes to 59 for Kayla Harrison. Um, and Kayla Harrison with 6 minutes of control. I mean, you almost had like you had very similar fights in the main and co-main event, did you not? Two very dominant grapplers just going to town, getting the submission. This card was great. This card was great. But one fight that was not great on this card, and probably the worst fight of the entire card, was Calvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. Ah, man. In the first round, hey, what's up, Isha? Good to see you, man. My I don't have my laptop, so we're gonna do this a little different. I'm still waiting for Dana White to come on, and I'll just kind of, if you guys can't hear it, I'll just give you like cliff notes. Sorry for doing it this way, but I'm currently visiting family out of town. So, but yes, you had like probably the worst fight on the card. That would be Joe Pyfer versus Kelvin Gastelum. In the first round, Joe Pyfer able to knock Kelvin Gastelum down twice. Um, and then Kelvin just seemed very tentative, like he didn't know what he wanted to do. Couldn't figure out a way to get inside to land his strikes in his range where he needed to be. What was going on here? And you had Joe Pyfer um, just waiting to land one single shot. This fight taught me Joe Pyfer literally he doesn't have a jab. He just has a big right hand, and he's got a lot of power. But yeah, Kelvin was able to make the fight competitive. Um, in the next two rounds, landed some good shots in that third round. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough to get it done. Joe Pyfer even says at the as he's getting interviewed in the cage that he's sorry for a boring fight. Like, all right, dude. Like, okay, thanks for at least you recognize that your fight was very boring. Uh, Dirty Hippo says poopy pants Pfeiffer. Okay, Kayla Harrison is gonna speak first. Do you guys think we'll see Dana White actually speak? Uh, I'm starting to think he might not speak. Uh, Orion's Tail, what's up? It's a raid from CLP. Hey, that's what's up. The homie Isha sending some people over. I appreciate that. I hope the boys come over. What's up, buddy? Hey, thanks. I appreciate that, man. Yeah. We're talking Joe Pfeiffer and Kelvin. We kind of already wrapped it up. It was the worst fight on the card, by far. Let me know what you guys think. Um, I am happy to see yeah, City Live, City Live. I'm happy to see Kelvin. Um, I mean, obviously, get his chin tested in this fight, pull through it, make adjustments. Wasn't enough. Was never able to take Pfeiffer down. Let's look through the stats really quick. So you had 34 total strikes landed for Kelvin and 58 for the course of 15 minutes. Not a very high output fight. Um, Officially, they said that Kelvin attempted one takedown, and Pfeiffer attempted two, but was able to get one. He didn't. He had 30 seconds of control time. So, hey, what's up, Amberly? Says he subbed. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. You were following, or you were subbed to the old channel, which is now Hank's Cringe Zone. So yeah, good. Glad to have you back over here. Um, whole four people rated out of 172. It's a start. Hey, dude. Again, it's like I never wanted to start an MMA channel um, to make money and get big on the internet. I just need an outlet to talk about fights. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all I need. I'm glad that anybody pays attention or anybody comes to any show that I do. So I'm very grateful for all you guys. Most people are going to bed. Yeah, I'm on the West Coast right now. So it's only 10:30 for me. Um, but yeah, man, I mean, Joe Pfeiffer, Kelvin Gastelum, shit to bed tonight. Um, Pfeiffer disappointed me, to be honest. Round two and three were so weak. Yeah, man. I always give the young fighters the benefit of the doubt. They're improving. They're training. Um, but I don't know, man. You know, just like not everybody is gonna be champion. Not everyone's gonna achieve super high level things in the sport. Um, but at least go out there and fight. You know what I'm saying? It takes two to tango. Kelvin wasn't engaging very much. He was starting to figure out Joe Pfeiffer. I think somebody in your comment section, Isha, actually said that if this was a 5 round fight, Kelvin Gastelum wins, and that's 100% true. I don't think the fight gets any more entertaining. But yeah, we figured out that Joe Pfeiffer has a dynamite right hand. I think we already knew that. But the guy has no jab. He has no ability to actually set the right hand up against lesser fighters and guys that are down to scrap. Um, yeah, he can catch him, but Kelvin Gastelum's savvy enough to stay away from the power after he got hurt with it twice in the first round. Um, Joe ain't young anymore though; he's seasoned now. IMO KG got a chin, but that's no excuse. Is he seasoned? I mean, beat Joe Pfeiffer. God, dude, you know what? I think I'm just getting old because I remember when Joe Pfeiffer. I remember watching his contender series, be like Joe Pfeiffer, freaking debut thing. Yeah, you have a good point there. You have a good point. I think yeah, it's time enough. I mean, shit, they put him over um, Patchy Mix versus Bautista and Kevin Holland and Vicente Luque on a pay per view card. So yeah, you know what? Um, you got a good. That was 4 years ago. What the fuck? What was happening? What am I doing with my life? Um, yeah, you're right. You're right. There is no excuses anymore. That fight sucked, and Joe Pfeiffer doesn't have a jab. He has no jab. Um, but anyway, speaking of Patchy Mix versus Mario Bautista, um, wow, it's what a difference, right? 173 total strikes landed for Bautista, and 122 strikes landed for Patchy. Um, you had no control time and one takedown attempt from Patchy Mix. Um, did Patchy Mix make a huge mistake by letting this be a stand-up affair? Um, Possibly. Did the UFC jitters get to Patchy? Possibly. Um, Personally, I think that Mario Bautista came in with an excellent game plan. Um, and we already know he can execute a good game plan from his fight with Jose Aldo. I know everyone's going to cry because Aldo lost that fight and it was boring. But you saw here Bautista's in and out movement was superb. He mixed up the strikes fantastically. He had 96 strikes to the head, 58 to the body, and uh, almost 20 to the legs. Um, Isha says Bautista fought to his ceiling. Pesci fought to his floor. Yeah, that's a great point. Rob landed some good shots on Sugar on the feet. He did. He did. It was the pressure game. But again, it just felt like the sixth round of their first fight. I don't know. I honestly I wasn't really watching that fight very closely. I just started laughing when he got submitted. Um, but yeah, Patchy, a little bit of jitters for sure. Looks stiff, but I credit Bautista more than I criticize Patchy. Yeah, that's fair. Patchy looked like 10 cans of shark shit. Um, he did, dude. He fucking totally did. I think we may have already I think we overlooked the fact that Patchy Mix is extremely flat-footed. Um, you can't deny that run in the Bellator uh, Bantamweight Grand Prix was legendary, but Patchy already has a lot of money. He's a millionaire from fighting. Um, but I did hear he took a significant pay cut to get into the UFC, which is not surprising to me. Um, but yeah, man, I don't. It's not that I feel for Patchy and I feel bad for him, but I'm just like, dude, like this fucking sucks. This is your moment um, to show what you're made of, and that you look really like Mario made him look really bad. Um, is Sean O'Malley a fraud? No, no, he's not a fraud. He's an extremely high level fighter. Marab is just a nightmare for him, and we've seen it two times in a row now. Good to see Teddy, by the way. I haven't seen you in here before. No, Marab is just an EPO monster. I wouldn't be surprised if he was, but either way, EPO or not, like he has an otherworldly gas tank, and probably has the greatest cardio I've ever seen out of any UFC fighter ever. I don't know if that's crazy to say. Isha says no, he's not a fraud. Outcome aside, the Yan fight proved that. Having said that, we got to see him fight guys between 1 and 10. Yeah, no, he's an extremely high level bantamweight, and again, I haven't ever been like super sold on him being the best bantamweight in the world. Um, but dude, Marab is just a nightmare matchup for all these guys at bantamweight. I'm interested to see if Corey Sandhagen. He's the only guy left after Patchy lost tonight, and I'm interested to see if Corey Sandhagen can switch some things up and maybe get the dub over him. Why is Flatfoot bad? I always hear that. Flat. I mean, Joe Pfeiffer is flat-footed, right? Um, a flat foot gets you a little more power, but when you're going up against a guy like Mario Bautista, who is, or at least tonight, who is able to move in and out and set you up, you're not moving enough to have an effective striking game. If you have undeniable power and you're flat footed, you can still get those shots off, still get the knockout, but you got to be moving your feet um, in a fight. It's very, very, very important to keep moving your feet in a fight. Whether it's for takedown defense, takedown offense, striking defense, striking offense, like these things are very important. Um, I'm a huge fan of his. I don't feel bad at all. He didn't perform. That's a great point. He should. I'm just bummed that Patchy just got he got obliterated out there by Mario, man. He just got fucking smoked. Mario fucked him up bad. Um, Interesting to see where he goes next from this, right? I mean, now you got Patricio Pitbull and Mario Bautista kind of losing in similar fashion, just not showing up for the fight. Yo, what's up, Euphoric Doses? I just finished laughing, dude. I was laughing. I was like, dude, that I was like Juliana Pena and fucking Marab back or Sean O'Malley back to back getting subbed. Let's go. Like, what a great this card was great. Do I train martial arts? No, I do not. I've been in one fight in my life. When I was 14, it's a street fight. Um, and I've just been watching fights for goddamn 6 years now. Fuck, that's crazy. Oh yeah, 6 years. I think Sandhagen will be fun as he's a hybrid of what makes Sean good and what makes Umar good. He may damage Marab early, but rounds 3 through 5, Marab should break him. God damn it, dude. Who can stop this menace of the bantamweight division known as Marab Davalishvili? Who can stop this man? It's disappointing for sure. Yeah. I haven't even seen Geo stream yet, by the way. Hank told Andrew B to come cuss me out though. Like, why are you using Andrew B to fight your battles, dude? Like, what? Like, Andrew B quickly apologized. That's what he does. What? Like, you have Andrew B. Anybody. Just you can have anybody fight your battles for you. It's fucking so funny. Um, I'm glad I was able to slap Hank around tonight. It was very fun. It's been a great day overall. Father Time is the only thing that will stop Marab. I agree with you. But yes, I'll be making a video matching up every fighter who won on this card. And there'll be some bonus matches, and um, I'll match make for Patchy. I have other matchmaking videos, and I don't think any of my matches have been made. Uh, this is a tangent, but like, you guys notice how so many fighters are being booked like less than a month or like within a month on cards? Like, what is up with that? Like, why? Like, I'm not saying it's bad, um, but a lot of fighters are fighting way more frequently now, and it seems very strange to me. Um, I didn't even know we were fighting. I'm gonna take a break from being online for a few hours, but if you're still awake and want to jump on the stream during the Nakatani fight, you're welcome to jump. I'm gonna. I probably won't, man, but I really appreciate the offer, Isha. You know what it is, bro. Um, Mad respect to you, my friend. What, Hank crashed out today? No, I just slapped him around a little bit in the live chat. It's really funny. A lot of pullouts in and out of the UFC. Yeah, man, like pullouts and just like l- late notice replay. Like, we don't need we don't need especially on like these stupid like random fight night and Apex cards that are trash anyway. Like, do we really need to replace Balaji Oki? Do we really need to get him an opponent on this card tonight? Because if we don't, the card's gonna fall apart. Let him fight somebody a week later. Like, who even cares? But yeah, more importantly than that, it's like you get you get fighters fighting, and then like 2 weeks later they're on a card, or 4 weeks later you're like, what's up with the frequency of the fights? Like I said, I'm down. Like, I'm down with fighters getting paid as much as possible, maximizing their earning potential and their prime of their career. But it's like, it just seems very strange to me. The UFC is having guys turn around so quickly these days. It's not like they don't have 600 fighters on the roster. Um, Mix couldn't beat Tony Ferg. Wow, Batista won everyone over with his performance today. Not the fans in the arena. I'm pretty sure they were booing him. I could be totally wrong though. I was not watching the fights with high volume. But I'm glad to hear that you think that the he won people over with his performance. Um, because I have been trying to tell you guys that Mario Bautista is a really good fighter. I think people were just way too salty on him after he beat Aldo in the fashion in which he did. Looked like he was for, like I said, Patchy is extremely flat footed, and Mario just had a great game plan. Tuned him up. Hey, you too. You too, Isha. Didn't dodge a single. Dude, I know. Well, actually, here, let's see. I mean, actually, the stats say that he landed 173 strikes and attempted 302. So, I mean, I understand that the stats don't tell us the whole story, but good to see Showweather. How are you doing, my friend? We're just breaking down the rest of the fight. I'm waiting for Dana White to talk. I don't know if he's actually even going to show up. Can you imagine if we don't get a Dana White presser after tonight? Like, what would that even say? Uh, where was that fight companion at? So I'm actually visiting some family in Washington. So took this week off from the fight companion. That's why I wanted to give you guys a post show. Um, I'll probably give you guys a live chat on Monday as I drive back, but those don't really seem to go very well. But I'll give it a shot. But yeah, we got to talk about. Oh, you know what we got to talk about? We got to talk about who won the Tapology League this week. Yeah, yeah. My apologies. I'll be back to it next week, and then I'm going to Australia at the end of the month, so I don't think I'll be doing fight companions for about 2 weeks. When I'm in Australia. But I'll try to give you guys post shows and uh, a live chat or two while I'm out of the country. Um, Dana wanted his poster boy to win. Yeah, sure. I guess. I mean, but it is nice to have dominant champions sometimes. Maximizes their star making potential. We gotta go and check out who won the Tap League this week. Um, Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Dana hates the. I mean, I don't have. I don't have a counter for that at all. Like he very well does hate the UFC. Even if he doesn't hate it, like, he's certainly checked out at this point. Uh, we'll see if we get him speaking tonight. That is one thing that I do appreciate about Dana is when he speaks. All right, so winner of the Topology League is Thal. 11 out of 13 fights correct. Uh, 4 perfects and 3 decisions. Wow, dude, just fantastic picks. Number 2 is Nick the Dane. Number 3 is Degenerate Dane. Number 4 is Barter. Number 5 is yours truly. UFC Ape and Strickland's Burner tied for 6. Not in the AM, bro. At number 8, Skeletor. At number 9, Aaron Tats. 10, Bodak at 11. Jubilees 12, Skibbity at 13, Brutta 9000 at 14, Cheddarhead at 15, Denial at 16 in the Granite, and Kiwi tied for last place at 17th. So congratulations to Thal for winning the Tapology League. I'll be posting a picture of that, a screenshot in the Discord, so he knows. By the way, if you look in the description of my channel, there's a link to the Tapology group. If you whoever gets the most wins at the end of the year, I'm going to give $100. So yeah, be sure to join that and enter to win some money. All right, we got to talk about Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland. So I picked Vicente Luque. I did pretty good on this card, 10 out of 13. Definitely way better than last week's performance. I did so bad. I got like 3 out of 9. But yeah, man. I said that Vicente Luque was the more reliable guy out of the two. What I underestimated is just how fast Kevin Holland can snatch up a Darce. And Vicente Luque has a really good Darce as well. Marub, what's up, Juice Man? Good to see you, man. I know you're happy that Sean O'Malley lost. All right, so 24 significant strikes to 40 for Kevin Holland. 13 seconds is all it took for Kevin Holland to lock that sub up. And it was off like a missed kick. And Kevin grabbed it and just took him down and just snatched that Darce up real quick, man. But listen to me. Please listen to me when I tell you guys this. This is just a classic case of Kevin Holland having a good performance. This does not mean Kevin Holland is back and he's really taking the sport serious, and he's gonna be a contender. No, no, Kevin Holland's gonna have a shitty ass performance in his next fight, and he's gonna look like dog shit, and everyone's gonna hate him again. But you can't take away this fantastic win tonight. I was super jazzed for this fight, and it was turning out to be a good fight. But I really, truly do believe that Vicente Luque is just very tentative at this point in his career. I don't think he's completely washed, but I don't have high hopes for him in his next fight, whoever it may be. He needs to really fight somebody like old and washed for him to get a win at this point, if you ask me. And Kevin Holland, very dangerous fighter. Uh, you saw like the first exchange was Luque going for a takedown and Holland just piecing him up in the clinch while he was holding onto a leg. Thought that was very strange. But yeah, I'm super happy that Kevin Holland, because when Kevin Holland's good, he gives us a performance like this where we're excited about him and we want to see what he can do next. But when he loses, it's straight up embarrassing. And he looks like absolute shit. And he will have another performance like that. If not in his next fight, like the fight after, like guaranteed in the next two fights. Hold on, we got the man himself, Dana White. Hey, let me know if you guys can hear this.
17,343 sold out. We have 3 of the 4 top 5 gates here. We're number 1, number 4, and number 5 all time. Tonight was number 4. Performance of the night went to you, Holland, Kayla, and Marab. They all won 50 grand.
Okay, so you, Holland, not you, but the guy you Ju saying or whatever. Holland, Kayla, and Marab all getting bonuses. Love it.
So then, first of all, we'll talk about Marab. His great performance. He started to look like one of the best bantamweights of all time, if not the best. When you look at a performance like that, what do you think it takes to beat a guy like Marab at this point?
Yeah, I agree. We've been talking about that. We don't know. And Sean O'Malley came in 100% healthy, ready, mentally, physically, in every way you could be ready for this fight. And Marab finished.
Yeah. Do you think it's just a case of now that
No,
Marab
I won't. I never
racking
do.
up these wins add to his legacy to just cement the fact that he's the best ever, or would you call him the best bantamweight of all time already?
Yeah. Listen, he's definitely he's there, and he will keep racking them up, I'm sure. Umar rematch is interesting, and it makes your legacy even better when you ran through everybody twice. So
Did he just say Umar rematch is interesting? The guy who just lost to Marab before this? What the fuck is Dana smoking? Dana needs some water for that ashy ass voice, straight up. What is he smoking? It's Corey Sandhagen. He's next.
Do you think that could happen before the Corey Sandhagen fight? Or do you
no, okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, Kayla Harrison won, become the new champion, and I think sometimes people criticize women's MMA, but when her and Amanda faced off, it felt like a really big fight. Do you agree with how big that fight is, and do you think it's as big as it used to be when you originally wanted to make it back in the day?
I do, because I think, now that she's come in the UFC and she's actually won the belt and fought her way up, and Amanda, people respect what Amanda did here, so I agree with you. It felt big. It was a badass day, and it was all organic. That was fake. We had no intentions of her going up into the octagon. I actually had to tell the guys to let her up. They weren't even letting her in. So yes.
Okay. I want to ask you about something else outside of tonight. It's a conversation we've had many times now, the Tom Aspinall-John Jones fight. It's a bit different now, right? Because John's been tweeting a lot about the fact that he's told you his plans, he's ready to vacate the belt, and all the rest of it.
He said he's ready to vacate the belt.
He said he doesn't care if you strip him, he would vacate it.
Fucking crazy. Yeah, I've been busy. I haven't been keeping up with the gossip. He comes back. He's either back today or came back yesterday or whatever. He's in Thailand. So he's home. We'll be home tonight. And Tuesday, we'll figure this out.
If he doesn't fight, because he also called out Francis Ngannou, he said he'd rather fight Francis, which I see.
Who did?
John. Not that interested in that then. But if he doesn't fight Tom Aspinall and he does walk away, do you think he's ducked him? Would you?
Tom Aspinall's the guy. He's the guy. I don't know. Yeah, well, it's the other play. Listen, if the guy wants to retire and doesn't want to fight, nothing you do. I didn't want Habib to retire. I thought DC should have stayed in it longer. So it's none of my business.
Facts.
I'll do what I can to make the fight if we can. If he's talking that crazy shit, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and last one on this. I remember the time when GSP announced he was walking away after the Johnny Hendricks fight, and you said he owes it to the belt and the company to at least defend it against the guy that rightfully should fight for it. Do you think that's kind of the same here with John?
Yeah, but John's been John since he walked in the door here. And yeah, I was younger then. Yeah, really, shit doesn't go the way you would like it to go all the time.
Dana, what did you make of Patchy Mick's performance? Because it felt like when he came into the UFC, there was a bit more buzz from the diehard fans than the Chandlers and the MVPs. Because Patchy's in his prime, he's 21-1. He was the reigning champion coming over, and then online, it just the kind of the narrative was that was not the Patchy Mix we had seen the last several years in there against Mario. So I'm curious, what did you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it happen before when you come from the smaller shows and get to the UFC. Some people shine it. Some people have a rough time. It's not easy. So,
and with Marab, is he just like a promoter's dream? Because he's a character. He does have exciting fights. He said he wants to defend the belt 2 more times this year, which is 4 title fights in 1 year. Is he just a promoter's dream?
Yeah, I love that. And he looks better every time he fights too. He looked really good tonight. He's
Similar question about Joshua Van. He's 23. He's like 2-0, 3-0 this year. He wants to fight 5-6 times this year. He's already saying he wants to fight in San Antonio and Noche UFC. So the broadcast seems to think he's a budding star at flyweight.
Anybody who talks like that and says, I want to fight as many times this year, it's the greatest thing you can do for yourself. If you're really built to fight. I mean, when you look at the old-time fighters in boxing, some of those guys used to fight every weekend. So yes, when that is your mentality, I agree with the guys. And if you can win, look at Hamzat when we were in Fight Island. He's like, I want to fight again next weekend. I said, okay, love it.
Same for Kevin Holland. He won, and he said he wants the worst welterweight in the division and says he wants to fight Colby Covington.
It's a fun fight.
Yeah. And then just last one for me, more unrelated to this fight, but Turkey made it seem like you weren't going to be promoting the Terrence Crawford-Canelo fight. Is there anything you can kind of clear up on that?
He made it feel like I wasn't?
Yeah, well, he said that someone else was promoting it. He didn't say no TKO. He just didn't include it in a tweet, and people kind of freaked out online about where Dana go.
I'm going to tell you what's awesome, man. So there's a lot of fucked up things about boxing, but they don't say shit. I mean, nobody talks. It's the most amazing thing. If we sign a deal, I gotta fucking get on my phone quick and go, hey, we just fucking, because 90,000 people will be out there talking about it. These guys don't talk. I'm promoting the fight.
Is that fight happening in Vegas still? Because
I'll let you guys know when it's time to let you know.
Dana here. To go back to Marab and his
More deflecting.
defenses this year, that's never happened before. The most is 3, and a few fighters have done that. Would you be willing to accommodate that schedule for him if he wants to?
I never say no to guys that want to fight too much.
Yeah.
There's no such thing.
Yeah. And just Kayla, like obviously Olympic gold medalist, 2-time now UFC champion, 2-time PFL champion. Where would you rate her, I guess, amongst like the greatest combat sports athletes overall resume?
Well, I mean, she just won tonight. I mean, let's let her defend a couple times, and and obviously she's going to fight the GOAT. So see how that plays out. But yeah, I mean, what she's accomplished as an athlete, period, is awesome.
She was in here talking about how hard the weight cuts on her, and like it was really scary Thursday night. I talked to Ali a few days ago. He's like, I'd love to see her fight Amanda first at 45 and then maybe a rematch at 35. Would you ever entertain doing that fight first at 45?
I don't know. Well, we haven't got into that yet. You know, tonight just sort of happened. You don't know who's going to win. Juliana's a little maniac, so who knows how that fight was going to go. But now that we know, and we know that Amanda really does want to fight her, we'll start figuring out all the details.
Yeah. And to go back to the thing on John Jones, did you see the petition online from the fans?
Yeah.
What did you just make of that?
Every human on earth was DMing it to me, and yeah, I saw it.
I mean, I know you say you always listen to the fans and give the fans what they want. I'm just curious what you make of that.
How many fans are there worldwide now? Like, what's the number? It's like 400 million or something like that. 130,000 people want to see him stripped.
400 million fans.
Enough.
This is.
I'm not saying that. It's kind of fucking silly.
I think that's an overestimate.
We didn't see you in Montreal. What did you think of Jack Del Madalena's title win over
Incredible.
Muhammad?
Yeah, incredible performance.
And you're looking at Islam and Jack for some time this year?
We're working on some stuff, yeah.
And just last thing, do you have any updates on the rights negotiations deal for the U.S.? Like, are talks happening? When could we hear an announcement?
We're into it. We're deep into it. Could happen in June, July, August, or September.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Could you talk to us about Zombie on your right, Dana?
Yeah.
Talk to us about Zombie Jr. You talk.
Yeah.
You talk.
Yeah, it's
What?
funny. The guy came off looking for a fight, and so did Marab. I'm glad I signed him.
He can strike pretty well. We gonna get a good step up in competition from soon, or just gonna?
I don't know. He just won tonight. I mean, we'll
Fair.
see what happens.
Did you sign the petition?
No, I did not.
Dana, back here. Couple of things. Did you just before Marab was walking out, there was like a kind of a fence collapse issue or something? Did you see that and kind of what we were?
Yeah, it's our second one in 25 years. Yeah, everybody was hanging over the edge, and it collapsed. Everybody was all right. And thank God this time it was a low one, not a high one.
Obviously, this John Jones thing is what a lot of people are talking about. I wonder, is there anything that PFL or Francis could do to make that a realistic option for you guys, or are you fully focused on Aspinall?
Yeah, it's Aspinall's fight. I mean, we've been talking to this kid forever about it, and it's his fight. Listen, you can't make people fight. If John doesn't want to fight, can't make him fight. We can try to make him fight. We can throw things at him that inspire him to want to fight, but we'll figure it out.
Regarding this TKO boxing thing, it did seem kind of interesting because I know that there was the Netflix upfronts, and I believe there were rumors that perhaps something was going to happen there with this Canelo and Crawford event. Turkey was pretty big on making it clear that you would be the head promoter, and then he did say actually you were going to be head promoter, and they didn't have a broadcaster, and then it was actually Sella's going to promote it, and it's going to be DAZN pay-per-view, Ring Magazine, all of that stuff. I guess what exactly happened in the last couple of weeks?
I don't really know. Listen, we're at work at UFC headquarters. I'm in my own little world, man. I don't pay attention to any of that shit. I know what's going on. I know what we're doing. And I don't really pay attention to that stuff. It doesn't matter to me.
What was the last conversation you had with Turkey like, and how often are you guys in communication?
Shit, I don't even remember the last time I talked to him, but
That can't be good.
we're good. It's very good. No, we're very good.
Thank you.
All right.
Dana, front to your left. Down here.
Yep.
So when Amanda, was announced as joining your UFC Hall of Fame a couple of months back, and then within an hour she's saying she wants to return to the cage. Did you guys know that going in when you were planning to give her?
Yeah, she had been talking for a long time. I think that if Kayla made it to become a UFC world champion, that she would be interested in fighting her. So, but you never know. We're talking about John Jones now for the last however many months. So she showed up here tonight. She wanted to get up in the octagon. We let her. They faced off, and here we go.
When you're thinking about giving this honor, typically you see it to fighters who've been out of the game for a little while, as Amanda was, right? We now have a situation. She's going to be coming up in a couple of weeks. She's going to make a speech and everything, looking back at her career, while also looking forward to a really big fight coming up. It's kind of an interesting situation. Is that something you try to avoid typically when you're giving out this honor?
Never thought about it.
Okay. Yeah. And I spoke with Amanda earlier this week. She was saying kind of her timeline ideally would be returning by the end of the year. Does that line up with something the UFC would like to get done?
Well, like I say all the time, this just ended. We'll get back to the office and figure out what works for everybody. And I wouldn't imagine it's something that she's been off, and I don't know if she's been training. I don't know what she's been doing.
Do you know she's in the testing pool?
Is she in the pool? No, she's not in the pool either. So,
one question about Sean too. Obviously, 2 back-to-back losses to the same champion, a dominant champion here, puts him in kind of a weird place career-wise because it's almost like that Max Holloway thing, lose twice to Volkanovski in back-to-back succession. What do you kind of see for him going forward?
well, O'Malley's got to go home, take some time off, spend some time with his family, do all this stuff, and then let us know what he's thinking. I have no idea where his head's at or where his head's going to be in a month. So this is one of those things you let this kid go home and enjoy his life for a little while and clear his head and figure out what he wants, and then come back and tell us, and we'll figure it out.
In theory, 45 could be an option. Is that something you'd be up for, or just
Would I be up for what?
seeing him go to 45?
I don't know. That's up to him.
Thank you.
Dana, right back here. It was kind of crazy how much interest John showed in the Francis Ngannou fight. Like, there was some tweets going back and forth. What would happen if he came to you and says, like, I'll fight, but I won't fight Aspinall, I would fight Ngannou? Would you even be interested in that or no?
I don't have Ngannou on her contract, and Aspinall's the guy.
Right. If you were put in the position, would you maybe try to get Ngannou back under contract or no?
Probably not.
Yeah. Understood. I'm just curious. But
No, I understand.
last question for you is, I feel like the sport of MMA is starting to see some little bit of a change, right? You don't see champions making 5, 6 plus defenses anymore. A lot of them are kind of like 2, 3 and out, which goes to show that the sport is evolving kind of deal. Why do you think that is? Why do you think we're seeing kind of, shorter reigns, if you will?
Shorter.
Like title.
Oh, yeah. Got it. I see what you're saying. Well, Merab might. We'll see what happens with Merab. It depends on the talent. I mean, the guys that did those type of defenses, whether it was John Jones, who was considered by many the greatest of all time, Anderson Silva. I mean, I don't know if it's that the sport is definitely evolving, and it's going to continue to evolve. But I don't know.
And last question, in a few weeks, you'll take the promotion to Azerbaijan for the very first time. What are you expecting out there? How excited are you to cross off another place to bring the UFC?
Yeah, I love it. And, I like going to new places and exposing the live event to people. We had a bunch of people here tonight who had never been to a live event before. And when you talk to people after they see it live, it's different than watching it on television. So anytime I can get that experience.
All right, we'll go a little longer with Dana, and we'll kind of react to what he's saying.
It's literally my goal over the next however many years till I drop dead. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Hey Dana, over here.
Mm-hmm.
Is a Pantoja Merab super fight something you're open to in the future?
Never even thought about it till you just said it. I'm open to anything that makes sense and that people want to see.
Also,
Francis versus
the energy drink.
John Jones or Tom
If
Aspinall?
anyone wants to try it out, what's the
no.
flavors you recommend?
Jones versus
The form?
Francis or Aspinall is something people want to see.
Well, obviously everybody is going to have their own opinions and their own. Mine is orange right now, but Lene loves the grape. I don't know. You got to choose.
What the fuck are they even talking about?
She's grape. The Screaming Freedom is like the old Bomb Pops, and then I've never been like a Blue Raz or any of that shit kind of guy, but that's pretty good too. Thanks.
Dana right here. We haven't seen you since UFC 315, as Mike said. Valentina Shevchenko defended her title again. I know in the past you said you really liked the Zhang Weili super
It's gonna be a
fight.
long
Like,
ass
where those
post-fight
divisions
presser.
are now. You've had a month maybe to think about the matchmaking for Valentina, that now is the time to make that fight.
Sure.
So that would definitely be next.
We get back and we got matchmaking on Tuesday, and
I tried. Thanks.
we good?
Dana right here.
Yeah.
Alex Bahunin tweeted out that as of today, there will be no September pay-per-view. Can you confirm or deny that?
No September. Oh, Noche? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there's no UFC pay-per-view in September this year.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. We're gonna go. We don't have a date for that one yet, but
Okay.
yeah. So what happened was we were going to be down in Mexico. The arena's not ready for us, so we had to.
Yeah, just screwed up plans. Gotcha. So I've been debating this all week personally, but I wanted to know your thoughts. Is Kayla Amanda bigger than Amanda Cyborg was back then?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. The sport's bigger. Yeah.
Hey Dana, congratulations on another successful event.
Thank you.
You now have your hand in the BJJ world with the UFC BJJ kicking off. obviously you own the MMA world and get into the boxing world, which you will own.
The slapping world.
Slapping world. My apologies. Your boy, I'm sure you've heard of Joe Rogan on his podcast, mentions countless times that he would love for you to get into the kickboxing world. Have you ever thought about getting
Yeah, I'm
into
interested in his
the art of
response.
8 limbs?
No, I did. I shouldn't say no. Maybe I did. 20 years ago, we were looking at some stuff. When I was younger and I was a kickboxing fan, I used to like kickboxing.
Oh, there's cracking me up.
Kickboxing on ESPN, and remember when they used to say the kick of the '80s? It was, kickboxing was the kick of the '80s or some shit like that, but never really happened. And I don't know. It's just not. I have to. I have to feel it and really like it, and it's just not that I don't like kickboxing. It's just I don't want to promote it. I like Muay Thai too, but I mean, why would I pick kickboxing over Muay Thai? Why not do Muay Thai, which I think is way more violent? Yeah, I'm not into it.
Dana, other way.
Wow.
Over.
Yeah.
Yeah. One more thing on just John. I know you said you can't make him fight Tom, and it's ultimately up to him. I know you've basically been on every wave in this sport. In your heart, do you believe that this is just the process, or is it ultimately you'll get him to fight in your
It's
mind?
definitely the process with John Jones. Been going through this since the day he started here, and it's definitely the process.
Do you believe
Him and Anderson
will happen though?
Him and Anderson Silva, every time, throughout the history of being in business with those guys, when it comes time to get them fight, it's like dealing with artists. It's interesting.
What's your gut? Like in your gut right now, does it tell you that fight will end up happening?
What's that?
Like in your gut, do you think that fight will ultimately end up happening?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it since the beginning, and
All right.
John Jones agreed to do the fight. So, John Jones was offered the deal and accepted the deal.
Dana.
Yeah.
Dana, heading into the fight, some people had concerns of a lackluster card, essentially of the entire card. However,
All right.
I wanted to know personally, what did you think of the card tonight?
Okay. A couple things. First of all, goddamn, I'm tired. First of all, the grappling. UFC is doing a grappling promotion. Um, I've heard that those contracts are even more restrictive somehow than their MMA contracts. They're literally um, paying guys show money. Like in the UFC, it's show and win. Those grappling contracts are going to be show and submission only. So you'll get paid to show, and you get paid your bonus essentially if you get a submission, which sounds good for entertainment value until you realize that these guys will be under exclusive contracts, which is not a good business for the grapplers. Second thing, Dana White doesn't want to get into kickboxing because he says he doesn't feel it as much as he likes Muay Thai more. I have to disagree with him. Kickboxing is much more violent than Muay Thai. Now that is a whole nother debate, but and the reason is because one championships Muay Thai is more violent than your average kickboxing. I wholeheartedly agree with that. And that might sound confusing, but one championships Muay Thai is not Muay Thai. It's not Muay Thai. It's Muay Thai in 4-ounce gloves. It's almost a different sport entirely. The rule set's different. They prioritize action. Most Muay Thai fights are not like that, and most of Muay Thai is not in 4-ounce gloves. Kickboxing is a very violent sport. And actually, I mean, when it's done right, I mean, like those K1 cards that are like 25 fucking fights in a night, like literally 20 of them will end up in knockouts. Now the John Jones stuff. Dana says he full-heartedly believes that fight will happen. He says that he wants to give the fans what they want. Yeah, this is just promoter jibber jabber. He has no idea what the fuck's going on. He says that Kayla versus Amanda will be bigger than Amanda versus Cyborg. That's probably true. But his reasoning is a little flawed. He says the sport's bigger. Um, is the sport actually bigger? I would say yes and no. Because like when Kimbo fought for Elite XC, their numbers were fucking stupid on CBS. The sport might be bigger and more worldwide now, but the access to the fight, as far as on a platform on ESPN Plus, which by the way, TKO is a publicly traded company, and they don't reveal their numbers on events, which is very strange. You're a publicly traded company. Why wouldn't I, as a stockholder, which I'm not, but why wouldn't the stockholders be able to be privy to the information on how your events are doing, event over event? That makes absolutely no sense to me. Um, so we don't actually know what kind of numbers they pull in every night, but we'll see what happens this upcoming negotiation with the um, broadcasting rights, who will get the next ones. But Dana's looking for $1 billion deal. Um, I don't know if he's going to get it. I really don't, because I mean, if you're a broadcast company and you're getting Macy Barber versus Aaron Blanchfield level cards most of the year, uh, why would you want all this low level content just to get premium content, once a month? Give him $1 billion for it. I'm not entirely sure. Um, Second of all, and as Showweather says, 400. He claims there's 400 million fans out of 200,000 people that signed the John Jones petition. Showweather says maybe 400 million people who know who Connor and Khabib are, but fans, yeah, get real, buddy. Exactly. Like you guys are the fans. Anybody who would be watching this post fight presser are true fans of the sport. And I would say that, because most fans are casual fans nonetheless. But I mean, there's not 400 million fans. That makes absolutely no. I don't know where he's getting those made up numbers from, but there's definitely not. But still, 200,000 people is nothing to sniff at. Wow, Jones wants to fight a 38-year-old who has fought MMA one time in the past 3 years instead of Aspinall. Who would have thought? I would love to see John. The only fight I would accept, um, other than Tom versus John, is Tom versus Francis or Jones versus Francis. I would accept that. I would not be. I mean, obviously Tom would be in a shitty spot if that was to happen, but that would be a fight I would be okay with. Um, Even the arena doesn't want the Yair title fight. They said it's not built yet. Nobody wants that fight. Show others dialed in. Dude. So yeah, that was Dana White's comments. Ju saying you getting a bonus. Marab, I think Holland and Kayla all getting bonuses. That's good shit. Glad that more than two bonuses were given out tonight, and the card was actually really good. We just got done talking about before Dana started. We were talking about Luke versus Holland. So let's just quickly wrap the rest of the card up, and then I'll get out of here. Thank you guys for joining. And if you want to hear me, or if you want to hear Dana White's comments, I think the presser's still going on, so you can always run that back. But yes, you had Joshua Van versus Bruno Silva. Joshua Van made it look a lot easier than I thought it would. He dominated Bruno Silva largely. He's so fast, able to land strikes in quick succession and with tremendous accuracy, actually, as well. Very, very, very impressed by Joshua Van's performance here. Probably his best performance that I've seen. He looked the most complete against a very complete fighter in his own right. Able to hurt him, landing 149 strikes to just 77 for Bruno Silva. So great win for him. Osmat Mirzakhanov knocking out Hibero. You got to have a lot of power to hit a guy like right on the temple and put him out. Super high on Asmat Mirzakhanov. He smashed Brenton Hibero. Would love to see him get some higher ranked opponents. Shout out to him. Sergey Spivak versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. Spivak obviously looked good in the first round. He was able to accrue 2.5 minutes of control time. And then Cortez Acosta, man, he just landed a bunch of big power shots in the second round. Was able to make it, Sergey able to make it competitive in the third. Thought it was weird that all the emoting that Waldo was doing was pissing me off. But nonetheless, he gets the job done. I thought that you could have given the fight to Spivak, but I did think that Waldo did get the job done. Unanimous decision as far as 30-27. One of the judges had it for Cortez Acosta is crazy in my opinion. Chaos Williams losing by decision to Andreas Gustafsson. I went purely off vibes on this fight. I thought Chaos Williams was a good fighter, not a great fighter, and I didn't know anything about Andreas Gustafsson heading into this fight. But man, the pressure game, the constant forward movement from Andreas Gustafsson, clinching and but then also striking on his way to the clinch. Perfect game plan. He just nullified anything Chaos could do, and he gets it done. Super stoked for Andreas Gustafsson. I would love to see what he does up the rankings. He's 34, doesn't have a lot of time left. So, Ariane De Silva versus Kong Wang. Man, Kong Wang fucking pieced Ariane De Silva up. Did a fantastic job. Literally, look at these striking numbers: 65 strikes for Ariane De Silva and 147 for Kong Wang. So, Kong Wang is right back where she needs to be. She's got the fans behind her. Obviously, she lost via submission to a pretty, unknown fighter in the UFC. So great bounce back win. She's right where she needs to be. Super happy for Kong Wang. Jeka Seregi gets brutally knocked out by Ju Sang Yu. Dude, the way he bounced off the canvas, boom, boom, face plant. I mean, he was a plus 425. Or no, he was the underdog. My apologies. Dude, he got slept bad. Never pick somebody or bet somebody who got knocked out by Anshul Jubilee. Ju Sang Yu looked impressive. I want to see what he does next because, I mean, it was a very quick knockout, so we didn't learn too much, just other than he's very, very good. Quinlan Salkild beats Yanel Ashmuz. Ashmuz is a good fighter. I told you guys that in my preview show. But Quinlan Salkild is just better. Amazing grappling chops from him against a guy who is a really good grappler. I mean, Quillen Salkild attempted 23 takedowns in this fight and landed 8. That's impressive, and was able to land 89 strikes over the course of 15 minutes as a young kid. Ashmuz was starting to have success at some points, but yeah, clean win for Quillen Salkild. Definitely was sleeping on that dude. Just as far as like not really paying attention to him, but this was a performance that showed us he has a lot of potential. And then Markel Marderos largely dominates Choinsky. That was the first fight of the night, so good win for him. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the card is concerned. I will drop this link really fast. If anyone would like to hop in before we go and just give your thoughts and comments about the card, feel free. The link is in the chat. But yeah, I'm super stoked that the UFC was able to put on a good pay-per-view because we've been getting a string of bad cards. I thought this card was really good top to bottom, other than even the Cortez Acosta and Spivak fight was not great. But man, Pfeiffer versus Kelvin Gastelum laid an egg on the main card tonight. So yeah, I was really stoked on this event. I give it about 7. Really good execution. 2 finishes in the title fights. You got to be happy with what the UFC gave you tonight. And if you're not, I'd love to hear why. So yeah, great night of fights. What the hell is going on next week with the UFC? By the way, thank you guys for joining. Really appreciate it. Let's see. UFC. Usman versus Buckley. Hey, that's a good card on the road. All right, but anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys for joining. Live chat tomorrow or live chat Monday as I'm driving home. Let me know what you guys think. If that's something you want, I'm out. See you motherfuckers later.